Yo, what's good, YouTube? And I want to touch on Maricio Suliaman and the moves that he's been making as the WBC president, who is allowing Valdez to fight after testing positive for phenamine. Now, the WBC, they are based in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Their headquarters are in Mexico. So it kind of makes sense that they bend the little rules for their own kind. I don't think there's anything wrong with looking out for your own kind. You know what I'm saying? Just keep that same energy. In the WBC, they definitely had their favorites. You're supposed to have equal treatment for all of your champions that represent your organization with that green belt. Bob Arum, he ain't no saint either. He doing wrong too. He was in that meeting pushing for Valdez fight to go on. And I heard a rumor that Bob Arum tried to get one of the Vada people fired. He tried to get one of the Vada people fired for doing their job. You know what I'm saying? Because I heard him and the WBC didn't want them to release that information that Valdez tested positive. Now all this controversy then started. And Suleiman just straight up told Vada that phentermine is not supposed to be on the list at all. This man Suleiman had the balls to say in public that this is not a PED and it's like drinking 3 Red Bulls. You comparing dope to an actual Red Bull can that you can get out of the store. And read this. And he said if you go to a 7-Eleven and steal a candy bar you stole, it's illegal. But that is different from robbing a bank with guns and pistols. That will give you 7 years. Suleiman is the dumbest motherfucker I ever seen with power. That's why shit be fucked up when you got people who don't know what the hell they doing with a bunch of power. You know what I'm saying? He done inherited some shit. Now he the president of the WBC. Now Victor Conte, he's with Snack. He has fighters, in his organization too, like Devin Haney and Caleb Plant. Now I'm gonna keep it real. He's been arrested for performance enhancing drugs. I think dealing them out or something like that. He did some time. So he knows about all of this. And he responds, he says, you know why it's a PED? Because it's a central nervous stimulant. It accelerates your heart rate. It gives you energy. It gives you endurance. It gives you stamina. It makes it easier to breathe. Your training time to exhaustion will be much longer. And that analogy Suleiman said about the 7-Eleven and robbing the bank, that's just flat out stupid, man. If anything, see, because Valdez walked away with no punishment at all. So that you can't even bring that up. And do something small to him then. You know what I'm saying? You got to either strip, not fight, something, suspend it or something. They didn't even get this man a light punishment. So how the fuck is it like stealing a candy bar at a 7-Eleven? You know what I'm saying? Valdez signed for VADA enrollment, which lists phentermine as a banned substance. How are you gonna have these people a part of the fight and you overrule the people when they find them? When they find your favorite fighter with some shit in the system, you tell them that they ain't credible. And it's not on the list for WADA when they signed up for VADA. It's a more strict test than WADA, and VADA caught Valdez and they released the information immediately. And I know the WBC show favoritism. You can't tell me, and you can miss me with that David Benavidez shit because They got rid of Benavidez when they got the chance to bring Canelo up. Look at this. Benavidez inability to make weight last Friday cost him his WBC super middleweight title despite dominating Romer Alexis Angulo. The board of governors for the WBC were nearly unanimous in their vote the next Tuesday, ordering Canelo Alvarez to face mandatory Avni Yildirim. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can get rid of Benavidez if you have Canelo coming in. Canelo will make you so much more money than Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? Of course, just put one and two together. The WBC want Canelo to be the face of the franchise. That's why they came out with that franchise belt. It's supposed to be for a big star to represent their company. And he lied about that too. He lied about that too because Lomachenko was supposed to be their franchise guy down there at 135. And he said out of his own mouth that you can't lose it you can't fight for it. And this man lost the belt to Tiafimo. Tiafimo, he was talking about Devin Haney one day. He was like, oh, I'm the franchise champion. I can make him fight me if I want to. You know what I'm saying? It's just contradictions everywhere. And they create belts to be milking these fighters for sanctioning fees. Because I think you got to pay your sanctioning fees every month or something like that, which is ridiculous. They made a mestizo belt for Canelo Billy Joe Saunders, and they made a Juneteenth freedom belt for Charlo Montiel. Just creating belts just for the fuck of it. And on top of that, all this Valdez shit, man. I just looked at the man's weigh-in. The man barely made weight. He probably not even 130 pounds, dog, because he stood on the scale, got off the scale, took off one of his underwear that he had on, and had to step back on the scale. The people were keeping people away from the scale so they don't see that the man overweight. And then they had just announced that the man was 130 on the head. It's just all type of weird shit going on, man. I'm surprised that they're protecting Valdez like this. I didn't see Valdez as the cash cow type, you know. Maybe that Burchelt win really elevated his status. You know what I'm saying? It did, like in the ring, like that was a great win. Of course, it's all in question now with this Phentermine test, but maybe they see a lot of earning potential in this dude. And his fight is near the Mexican holiday, so I don't really know what's going on there. All I know is Bob Arum and Maricio Suliaman. They are some dirty motherfuckers, dog. And now they got this man Robson Conceição. Like, what kind of title shot is this? This man fought his way all the way up to the mandatory position just to fight a goddamn juiced up, goddamn overweight champion. Conceição really have to overcome all odds in this one, man. And he went along with the fight because people like Conceição, he can't afford to turn down fights like this for a title. You know what I'm saying? Because of the money and the opportunity. If he turned down the fight, they probably have went somewhere else with Valdez and he wouldn't have got his title shot. So he's pretty much forced to fight in this situation. But I just wanted to touch on this, man. This shit just too corrupt, and they just out in the open with it. At least try to hide it.